here we are, gentlemen. Well, 90 minutes before. This is the biggest game in a while, isn't it, Alan? This is, I mean, every Rangers Celtic's big, but there's something about this one, isn't there, Alan?
It's one you don't want to lose. If you lose, then you're obviously 7 points behind Hearts. They go in front of us as well. And they've got a game in hand, so it's the pundits are all saying it's not going to be title deciding, but it'd be pretty hard to come back if you do get beat. So it's one that I say you need to go out there and just go at them from the start and get this game won.
Aye, Scotty, how are you feeling?
I don't know. I feel a bit better after that music, Frankie, to be honest with you, but it kind of gets you going. No, I'm. It's. I know what you're saying, Alan. It's like there's a lot of points to get played, but I don't know. I can't see Hearts, whoever goes, whatever 7 or 9 points behind them. I can't see them chucking away like 3 wins. Do you know what I mean? Like I think it would be. I think it'd be really, really hard. Whoever loses today, and I think that's why I'm feeling a bit nervous today, because it's now the fear of, like you say, I don't want to lose this game like today. I don't want to lose it. It's because if I think if we do, then it's pretty much as good as gone.
I know. For me though, I mean, I've got like we said just off here before we go on. I hate that I'm confident, but I'm confident for a reason, because at the end of the day, that's our. I saw some people said online, Ibrox is now a fortress. It's 2 years' time before we can say something like that. I think you've got to get a constant. It's not just 3, 4, 5 games. It's the full. But I've got no reason to see why we don't win this game. If you take away the Rangers Celtic nerves, like we are playing well, and if we play 2 up front, and I'm pretty sure he'll play Chermiti and what's his name, Nadiri up front. Alan, we should win, Alan. Let's see, I'll go that way, all right, Alan Scott, you know how it goes.
I think we put out a strong team. I think we've been in a very good position to win. We're still the informed team in the league. We're playing. You could argue that Motherwell are playing the better football, but we're picking up more points. I think the games we've struggled in recently have been teams like Livingston, Hibs. They've been very well organised. We've struggled to kind of break them down, make that breakthrough. But Celtic are going to come at us. They'll leave gaps. So you think players like Olsen, Moore, they'll be able to exploit those gaps and hopefully create goal scoring opportunities for us.
Right, Scotty.
That's a good point, Alan. I never like when we play teams with low blocks. I mean, it's like, obviously we're all disappointed last week about the Livingston game. But see, when you actually watch it back, we absolutely battered. We didn't even play that well, and we absolutely battered them. So any other day, that's a 5-1 or 5-2 game. Do you know what I mean? It's like, and losing, drawing to Motherwell away, drawing to Hibs away. Any other season, that's no a bad result, or Motherwell informed, you know what I mean? So as you rightly say, we're at Ibrox, they'll come out a bit like kind of what Hearts did as well. So in theory, that will suit us better, because we're better when teams do that. We seem to struggle with low block teams, So yeah, you never know. I'm just a bit. I don't know. I know what you're saying, Frankie, about 2 up front. I'm still very much of. Get Dio into the middle of the park, because I remember when we went to Parkhead and we struggled in the first half, and then he brought Dio, an extra man in midfield. I always feel that that's an area that we sometimes can struggle with Celtic, and anytime he plays the 3 in midfield, we look a lot more solid. And let's be honest with you, one of them's going to be playing in the 10. Like Dio might play in the 10. It's not as if they're going to play 3 defensive midfielders, but I wouldn't be surprised if he plays Dio Raskin and Chitwani. And 2 wingers with just 1 up front. I don't know. I'd like to see him play 2 up front, but
it's Scott's just saying it's actually quite hard to pick the team. On my pages now, I never do the day before pick the team, because I get so frustrated, because I'll change after 10 minutes. I'll change it, so I don't shout it. Alan, I don't like saying this, but he can't start with Gassama. Impact player, yes, but to contradict myself, the game at Parkhead, 2 of the goals Gassama was involved in, the 2 stages before the ball in the net, he was involved, but he can't start the day though, Alan. He's been too off form at the moment.
No, I don't think he start him. Maybe bring him on if you're chasing the game with 15, 20 minutes to go. He seems to be that kind of impact player. but any games he started, he has struggled, apart from maybe the European games at the start of the season.
Mm-hmm.
But certainly in the league, he's struggled when he started games. So, but I think it's hard to call this team. Does he play the 4-2-2-2, or does he play like a diamond? Because obviously, if you want to play the two up front, you're going to have to then maybe sacrifice one of your. Like if you play Moore, you maybe need to sacrifice Olsen. I don't know if you'd be able to play the two of them in that system. So it's difficult choices ahead for them.
Scotty, it's hard to pick this team, isn't it? Danny knows and see having this week, by the way, the full week to work things out. That's been handy. It's been a long time.
Definitely. We'll have a game plan. I tend to think that there's two positions up for grabs. It's who plays in the number 10, who's the third midfielder, and who plays right wing. And you're right about Gassama. But the problem with Gassama is there's nobody else in that position been really that consistent either. Like Skov Olsen, to be fair, I thought Skov Olsen looked all right in the Hearts game without doing anything spectacular. He looked like a clever player, had some nice touches and stuff like that without doing anything particularly mesmeric, but there's nobody else. I think Mikey Moore's a stick on to play wide left.
Oh, absolutely.
The wide right, I'm not so sure, because you maybe get Ant-Man that comes in. Is he worth a shout? So you get Ant-Man, Gassama and Skov Olsen, and it's going to be one of those three, I think, that'll play in there. Unless he does something really radical and plays Tavernier there with Sterling behind him. I don't know. I always fancied that. I always thought that's a good partnership, because there's enough attacking intent in that, even though it's two defenders, if you like. Do you know what I mean?
I can't see him doing a practice or trying something.
I agree.
The thing about Ant-Man, he was injured, and I still believe. I think he was given time off to sort his head out with. I think the whole moving to Glasgow and all that kind of came into play. But the thing is, I would have said Ant-Man, but he was out last game, so he's still kind of in a semi-pre-season. Or whether we start him as an impact, because every time he's come on so far, we've saw the player he can be. We've not seen that player that came on that first game, but we saw you've done all right, son. So Alan, it's Ant-Man. Would you start if he was available? I think it'll be Olsen, by the way. I think he will start.
I think I would. I don't think I would start him. I think I would bring him on as an impact player. I think he's done well when he came on against Hearts, and he done well against Queen's Park as well. But as you say, I think he's still kind of integrating into the team, and let him find his feet, and then if he pushes for a start, then I'd say start him. But I think it'd be Moore of Olsen. They're the more consistent players at the moment, so I'd say you'd need to start with one of them or both.
I know. Ant-Man, it's Scott. Because if he does continue to go, that's almost like a fifth signing in the winter, isn't it? Because he struggled at the start, the lad.
Absolutely. I think the thing about it is I think at the start of the season with the whole Russell Martin debacle, it's a bit like there probably was too much pressure in the team, and not all signings hit the ground running. They take a bit of time. Just about everyone that we made in the summer is not come good, but what I mean, has got better, steadily better, especially since Danny Rowe came in. I think I said it in the last podcast. That's what I like about Danny Rowe. It's like every player is getting better under him rather than going the other way. Do you know what I mean? So it's like give the boy a bit of time. There's clearly something there, because was he not Finland Player of the Year or something like that? Some decent players. So he must be. There's a player in there. I actually think when I look at him, I think it's almost as if he struggles to fit into the kind of team structure. Obviously, whatever team he was playing in Holland might have been more of a kind of counter-attacking team, which kind of probably suited him better with his pace and all that kind of stuff. So maybe it's just low blocks. Again, it's the old low block. Doesn't suit some players, they need that space in behind. So, but yeah, there's definitely a player in there, Frankie. Definitely a player, and his pace is frightening. So if he could get a run, I think he'd be a pretty useful addition.
Yeah, and the thing about the low block, we're going to have to learn. The players are going to have to learn to play against that because we get that all during an in a row. That's what we were playing against, and we worked it out. But the thing is about 9 in a row, there's not an elephant there, but people forget we had crap games during that and all, but we won, and that's what Danny's doing. But right, this is a good comment here from Craig Allen. The fact that we are talking like this, that we've got quality players to bring in and to move left, to move right, is fantastic in itself, Alan. It's good to be with that conversation.
Yeah, it's definitely, even for 12 months ago, you look at, the Clement and then Ferguson, they did some decent players in there, but then they never really did any kind of players to bring off the bench. Now you're looking at the squad and we've got a good, strong 11, and then you've got good players to bring off the bench as well if they're all fit. So it's good that we are saying, well, if Olsen starts, Moore might not start, or if he starts, he might not. So it will make us more competitive, I believe, and I think Danny will bring in more players in the season and make it even more competitive, and you'd expect us to be challenging for leagues and cups. So it's a good position that we're in, and it's been a long time coming.
I know, Scotty, this week could be, if we win these 2 games, that's a long way to go into a double. Just think about that, the double.
I know, the double's on. Who'd have thought that 5 months ago? Do you know what I mean? It's just, see, to be honest, it's just great to be in the mix. It's like, I'd love to see them get over the line and deliver kind of silverware this season. Probably the 49ers will probably go ahead of schedule. I mean, I know they said they wanted to be competing for trophies, but I'm not sure if they meant the league. So it's great that we're up there, and it just shows you if we'd have got our act together in the summer it just shows you where we could have been. Because I mean, we've only lost 3 games this season or something like that. And Motherwell, I think Motherwell are the same. They've only lost 3 or 4, and Hearts and Celtic have both lost like 6 and 7. So saw the draws that have cost us, and it's
I know.
But yeah, brilliant that we've got such a strong bench. There was a game I can't remember what one it was. I can't remember if it was a Livingston game or the one before it, Hearts game, and I was just like, this is a right good bench we've got. I just wonder if somebody, like, I know we're talking about team selection, I just wonder if Bayrami's played himself in, because I thought he was excellent last week when he came on against Livy.
See, I sometimes have a cheat sheet in the wall. But you know what I mean? And I don't know.
It's just, I don't know. He's another one. Like there's a player in there, but he blows hot and cold. He plays one brilliant game and then 3 absolutely crap games. But then the one brilliant game, you're like, I don't know. He's just always at the back of my mind. And I think if we could play him more often, just get a run. But again, I don't know. He seems to be surplus to requirements, but he's not a bad guy to have around sometimes because there is a player in there,
I know. I leave my phone at the side, ready for the team selection. We've got 15 minutes yet. But Alan, the back door needs to be on the game of the day and do what we did the last game against Hearts. Just toe end into the Rose Head. No scores from Rose Head, by the way. Oh, damn it. I get Twitter feed like that. Alan, the defence, Jack needs to be on game. Nothing fancy. See this stuff past that all. See, it doesn't matter who I'm watching, even if it's 2 teams I don't like. I don't have any support. I get, what are you doing? I know it's part of football now, but see, I'm quite happy for Jack. If you're unsure, kick it into the main stand.
Aye, definitely. We need to be tight defensively. Recently, we have been all right defensively. I think against Livingston, it was those stupid free kicks we gave away, and Livingston do that. They just try to disrupt the game as much as possible. They go down with the slightest wee touch, and they play for set pieces, and we fell into that trap. So I think, Suter, you could say he's a bit of a bomb scare at times, but I think sometimes he tries, like he throws his body in front of the ball, he'll do last ditch tackles, but he's one of the only defenders that actually tries to play the ball forward as well. It doesn't always come off for him, but sometimes if he gets it right, he can start the attacks, and before you know it, we're through and goal.
I know what you mean. Like, I'm just what's that saying? See, I wish people wouldn't message me, but Scotty, Jack needs to be Jack. That Jack, nothing silly, no punching into your own net. Because I don't pretend to know a lot about Celtic, but I think they can be quite dangerous up front. I know the back door. That defender they get suspended. He was a good player, right? That's quite a good thing for us, isn't it? That he's not playing.
I don't think Celtic have got any real decent defenders, to be perfectly honest. I see the game the other week and I was sitting there like that going, it's still all these guys that they've signed up front and it's still Trusty and Scales at the back. You know, it's... and
team.
Scotty.
Team, right, here we go. Sorry for interrupting you.
It's all right.
Butland, Sterling, Suter, Fernandez. Suter's a captain, Tav's not playing. Fernandez, Romans, Chukwani, Raskin, Murskov, Olsen, Chermiti Nadiri. That's an attack-minded football. Right, one more time, right? You ready? SA4. Butland, Sterling, Suter, Fernandez, Romans, Chukwani, Raskin, Moore, Skov, Olskin, Chermiti Nadiri. All four of our new players are started. The subs, Kelly, Magoma, Dija, Tav, Asgard, Barjami, Gassama, Diamande, Miovski. That's a strong football team. All we're missing is the French chap, Cornelius and Baron. That's a good football team. What's that? What did that? Right, Alan, on you go. What do you feel about that? What a team. I'm buzzing now.
Aye, good team. Good team. I'm confident we could go out there and get the win with that team. It's similar, probably similar to the team that we played against Hearts. I don't know. Probably with the exception of Sterling. I think Tavernier started the Hearts game, didn't he?
It was Sterling started Hearts. Do you know how I remember? Because he was really good. Because the game before it, he never attacked, but that game he was like bombing up and down. He looked like his usual self. So I think it is actually the exact same team as Hearts. I'm pretty 90% certain it is.
It could be. But that's a strong. I'm buzzing. Right, one more. Sterling. Butland, Sterling, Suter, Fernandez, Romans. Romans used to be brilliant, man. Chukwani, Raskin, Moore, Scoffles. Here's one for you, gentlemen. Raskin's been getting a bit of grief in the thing. I don't see it because I see him. He does the dirty work, and dirty work doesn't get you praise. I think. Or am I wrong here, Scott? What do you reckon Raskin's been like the last few games? I think he's getting a bit unfair abuse.
I think he is as well. Do I think he's
not playing his best? He's not playing his best.
Well, just about to say that, Frankie. Is he playing as well as we know he can? Probably not. But I think when we were having a kind of chat, you know, like previously, see for me, Raskin's I just don't think Raskin's a number 6, right? I don't think he is a number 6. He can play there. I don't think that's his best role. I think where he needs the security blanket of a Baron or Chukwani, who's been doing really well. But for me, he's still the first midfielder in the team sheet. Do you know what I mean? I play him every game, whether I play him he's our best midfielder, no doubt about it. And he's no that badly off form that he needs to be dropped, I don't think. But games like today, I guarantee he'll be
man of the match material.
Best players today for us, 100%. He just always turns up in these games.
That's what I was about to pass over to you, Alan. You'd put it up there to be chapping and door for man of the match. I hope it's Chukwani. It's not Chukwani. I hope it's Chermiti that's the man of the match because he's got another hat trick. But Alan, Raskin, how do you feel about Raskin?
I like Raskin. What I said to you in the group chat previously, I think Raskin, sometimes he comes too deep. Sometimes he's almost like a third centre back at times, and I think could he let the defence come out, get the ball to him, and then he's in a better position to make a run or to start an attack? Because I think he is better when he's really aggressive going forward. You've seen it in the last Celtic game when he set up Chermiti's first goal.
That's right.
And I think that's what Barry Ferguson and Neil McCann, they tried to get him to be more of that box-to-box midfielder, as they said he's so powerful at making those forward runs. But I think he prefers to be that kind of 6 that sticks back and dictates the play. And I don't know if maybe Danny's playing him there because Barnes out. So maybe when Barnes comes back in, you'll maybe see Raskin going further forward.
But you've got to remember, though, gentlemen, there was an interview with Danny. It was And Danny said he had sat down for half an hour with Raskin and talked to him, and he said, "That's where I want him to play." We've got to remember that. I know the whole purpose of these things for opinions, but Danny said that's his best position. That's where he wants to play. He likes the game in front of him. But listen, like I say, Scotty, I totally agree. I can see him being up there with man of the match. But here's the thing. Now look at I wish it had the height of the team next to those players. That's a big lumpy team, Scott. Now because we've been bullied for years, and they're all. I mean, I think Jamiti's 6'4", isn't he? Giovanni's a lump. Well, Raskin's not, but he gets up Michael Jordan stuff. But we're a big team, we don't get bullied. And Nardini's I think he's 6'4" and all, isn't he?
He's a big lad. He's a big lumpy boy. Duja in there as well. So there's a lot of height in the team, which is great because like you say, the days gone by, we used to get bullied by teams, and that just isn't the case anymore. So I'm quite positive, front foot. I mean, I know I said earlier on about kind of Dio playing, but I suppose maybe if it was an away game, he maybe get the nod instead of two strikers. But because we're at home, you just got to go for it. There's no point sitting back against them. You've got to go for it, and you can't. You have to obviously pay attention to the other team, but maybe don't worry and force your game on them. Do you know what I mean? And that's if they play well and they play the way they did against Hearts, and they don't give away the daft goals that they did, then we should be all right. We should be all right.
Daft goal being the operative word here. And also, Scott, I think we've all been impressed with Alan Romans. That's a football player. We're going to double our money in him as well. We're not talking about selling him too much, but that's a player, man. That's a good football player.
Romans is an absolute bumper. You've heard people comparing him to Arthur Newman, and he has got those attributes, and he's he's so good defensively, but you notice him more attacking. Obviously, he makes that the overlapping runs. He can put great balls into the box. He'll play cutbacks. He's for a left wing back. He's got everything. And I think he will be a great player that we will make a huge profit on, as you say. And you can see him playing in the English Premier League at some point.
Scotty, you impressed with him, obviously.
I think he's great, but do you know what I'm more impressed about him though is he doesn't do anything flash. Everything. See if you watch him though, it's the basics. It's just pass and move. He did it. The goal we scored against Hearts, I was screaming out at the Hearts game because it was a bit cagey up until that point, and obviously Hearts has scored, and I was like too static. And then as soon as somebody makes it's a 1-2. It's like we all know that's what football's all about. It's dead simple sometimes, and that's what he does. It's like he doesn't do anything all that flashy. He just plays the game the way it should be played, passing and moving. That's it. That's the basics of football, man. And he just does it. Oh, and he's got some engine in him up and down that left wing all day, which is great, which is really good for today as well.
Absolutely. And look, Alan Suter, for me, I'm not the biggest Suter fan, but he's all right. But since he had that injury and come back, and he lost a lot of timber, he see on the ground and all that, as long as he doesn't try to be Beckenbauer, he does all right. See the blocking and stuff like that. And listen, at times people say, he's not good enough for Rangers. You've got to remember, we're not getting Maldini. We've got to remember where we are. As much as we're the greatest football team in the world, there's still levels we've got to remember. But Suter, Alan, you're a Suter fan?
I like Suter. I think he's been unlucky. He's been unlucky with injuries. He's not really had a consistent run of games. You could argue he has maybe 9 or 10 games, then he picks up an injury and he's out for a while. So he's a bit. I mean, he's a good tackler. He's good at blocking the ball. I think he tries to. I don't know if he's told to come out with the ball and try and thread these passes through. And as I said before, when it works, he can end up starting an attack. But sometimes it will be a loose pass, and the fans then go on it. They're on his back for getting the ball away and being a bomb scare. And I think when you watched him against Livingston on Sunday as well, there was times where the ball was bouncing and he couldn't. He never read the kind of
bounce. Catch the bounce. That's hanging that stuff on it.
Right, but overall, I like him. I think he gets a bit of flack unnecessary sometimes, but he does make mistakes, but other players make mistakes as well.
The big Fernandez, Scott, as well. I like Fernandez because he started. I never realised till recently he actually started his career as a striker. So he still get that, and he still get that, and he can carry the ball out, but sometimes you're like, pass it.
You know, I think the problem we've got is that's the way all centre halves play. I mean, see the good old days of the 9 in a row. We never really had cultured football in centre halves because that wasn't the way you did it. You know, but I was going to say, see what you said though, Frankie. It's about levels. It's like, to me, Connor Goldson was probably our best centre half in the last 5 years, and even he had a mistake in him. Do you know what I mean? And you know, they all make mistakes. I'm just hoping Suter got him out of his system last week because he did. I felt as if he struggled a wee bit. But big Fernandez is great. It's just these Cruyff turns and he's dilly-dallying in the ball. Sometimes
pass it!
But again, he's another one. He'll end up. I can see him going in the summer for like triple, quadruple the money. You know, I can see him going for over 10 million in the summer just because he's young, English, inflated market. 6'5", big athletic guy, danger at set pieces, as we know, that's a big thing these days.
Absolutely, I'm coming to that.
We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. But who would have thought, when everybody was slagging him for a League One signing for Peterborough, or whatever it was, that he would be where he is today? And I'm thinking him and Suter first choice centre halves, to be honest with you. Maybe even when Cornelius comes back, you know, I don't know. Don't know if Cornelius jumps ahead of him. Don't see enough of him, but.
I know. I would thought so. Is Cornelius not more right back or left back? Was it? He's
left. I think he can play left back or left centre half. Aye, basically.
That's it. And Alan, the set pieces a day. I don't think. The set pieces are always a thing in football, but they're even more so now. And what Scott Thingy-Majig's done for us is unreal. So set pieces, of corners, and free kicks can be a big one because a Rangers Celtic game, there's always going to be fouls. Especially in let's call it the final third, the attacking third of the pitch. So, but defending them today as well is a biggie and all, Alan. That's a bit because last week against Liverpool, I think they had 2 more corners or 3 more corners, and my head was in the hands.
No, this zonal marking. I really don't like it. I think go back to the old way. Just go man on man, and you know, have players on the post. You know. Cover your bases, but this zonal marking, you've seen, it doesn't always work. But I like the set piece coach. You know, no one set piece is the same. There's always variation. Sometimes they'll play it short. Sometimes they'll play to the edge of the box, or they'll just whip a ball into the middle. But I think the important thing is we've got height. We've got big, strong players that are in there for set pieces now, whereas we never always had that. So we're a danger at set pieces now. I think we're second behind Hearts for the most goals for set pieces. So, it's good.
But Scotty, you're a goalkeeper as well. Set pieces, man. It's because back in the day, my old man used to scream and shout at the telly or at Ibrox when they took a short corner. You never see a goal from a short corner, but you do now, don't you? That's long gone. That shot because there's all sorts of ways they can play it. But it'll be interesting to see the set pieces today, Scotty, and that including corners, obviously. Because as a goalkeeper, do you want a guy in both posts?
Probably, I probably would. I hate the zonal marking, man. I like the man-to-man marking. Then at least you get somebody to point the finger at if they don't do their job. I always think when you see zonal marking and the goal goes in, everybody looks at each other as if to say who's getting that guy, and you're like that, mate. Come on, man. Take a bit of responsibility. But I don't know. There's cleverer guys, cleverer coaches in football. So what do I know? But set pieces are great. I like. There's the Barcelona way of taking, or the old Barcelona way of taking short corners just to start playing football again. But then if you take the short corners and the way we've been doing it is the guy who takes the corner, takes it short, it's laid off to him, and then he takes the cross with a better angle, which I like. I like the way Rangers have done that. But it's all about the delivery. It just shows you, because the guys that are taking the corners, i.e. Tav, he's been there, and it's like we never used to do anything with set pieces, man. And it's just there's obviously more organisation in the box. It's not just about getting a good cross into the box; it's about getting people to attack it at the right time. But we seem to be doing pretty well in both boxes, apart from the Livingston game. But again, I'll go back to that Livingston game. See that first Livingston, like 99 times out of
brilliant.
100, that shot, first one's not going in. 99 times out of 100. Like, I mean, I think 6'5" centre half volleying the ball like that. Like, come on, man. It's like, it's always going to be one of those games. But anyway, no negativity.
Right, so I'll do that. That has been on for half an hour, right? And everyone wants to go and watch Sky. What's the score going to be, Alan?
I'm going 3-1.
Scotty?
2-0.
I'm going 3-0. All right, so there we'll keep it. Right, gentlemen, it's always a pleasure to have you on, especially you, Scotty. Alan, you're not so much. No, I'm joking. Scotty, I know just because it's your second time, Scotty. This is brilliant. So I might do this afterwards, Alan. We'll see what happens. Depends on the score. So thanks, everyone, for joining in. Cheers, gents.
Cheers.